Hi, I'm Fred, and this is my wife Suzanne, and we'd like to tell you how the Lord has led us to adoption.
Our adoption journey actually started some 25 years ago through a not so glamorous situation. When I was 11 or 12, my parents divorced, my mother left and remarried, and I was living with my dad, who eventually became an alcoholic. Neither of my parents' homes were really suitable or safe for a child. And when I was 15, the living situation deteriorated so much that I needed another place to live. Several Christian families took me in, and they provided a wonderful, safe home for me to live in, and they helped to fill the roles of mother and father in my life. And through these families, their sacrifices and their love, the Lord set me apart and changed my life. So much so that when I was to a point in my life where I could look back, my heart's desire was ultimately to be able to do the same for someone else as had been done for me.
As a believer in Christ, we are called and commanded to care for orphans. I was always open to the idea of adoption, but it wasn't until we were engaged and talking about growing a family that I really thought seriously about adopting a child.
Well, we met in 2004 and were married in 2005, and prior to marriage, we talked about children and how many we hoped to have. I wanted to have 4, and Fred wanted to have 12.
We didn't have 12, we settled for 6 and hoped that if we could have biological children, we'd have 4 kids and adopt 2. The Lord instead blessed us with 5 wonderful children. 4 boys, Easton, Alex, Aiden, and Eric, and 1 girl, Evelyn Grace, who's right in the middle.
Evelyn has really been foundational in this adoption journey as well. Her heart has been longing deeply for a sister. And for the past 3.5 years, she has been praying fervently for that special sister to share her heart and her life with.
We hadn't talked or thought seriously about adoption for a while, but in the beginning of January of this year, the Lord showed Suzanne the vision of adoption in a very vivid dream.
In the dream, I was in another country, and I remember seeing 2 baby girls wrapped up in blankets lying on the ground, and I scooped up the very first one and I said, "I'll take this one." And there was a lady in the dream who said, "No, you don't want that one." But I told her, "Yes, I'm sure I want this one." And when I woke up from the dream, I had such a heaviness and an urgency, and I immediately told Fred what I had seen, and his response was, "Okay, what do we need to do now?" And so here we are now, looking forward to completing our family through adoption. And we put in an application for a very specific girl in the Philippines, and we are trusting the Lord to lead us through each step.
Now, we'd like to invite you on this journey for this adoption through prayer and financial support. Our desire is that our hearts and lives be completely surrendered to the Lord's leading.
Yeah. A huge thank you to those of you who have already stepped in and partnered with us through prayer and financial support. We may not be able to change the world, but together we can change the world for one very special child.
Thank you.
Thanks.
4 boys, Easton, Alex, Aiden, and Evelyn.